What's up, guys? Grayson here. I'm super excited to talk to you guys about today's video. We are going to be making correlation slips on Prizepicks for both college football and NFL. I've got 5 games to walk you guys through, and I'm going to show you guys just exactly where that edge is, the beats out Prizepicks when we compare lines to other sports books. Before we get into the video, of course, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and drop a like on the video. It helps me out a ton. Also, let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions regarding sports betting or even correlation specifically. I know this is a pretty new topic for some of you guys watching out there, and hopefully this video gives you guys some sort of knowledge and education regarding that and how to beat Prizepicks. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it and get some slips in. Let's get right into it, guys. We have a Thursday night football game tonight, and of course, we're going to start with that. That's going to be one of our 5 games that we go over. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to build out a slip. So the main idea here is to beat the edge by using Prizepicks' set payouts, essentially, and then having that payout be better than what sportsbooks like FanDuel would offer. So we're going to use FanDuel as our, I guess, anchor to make sure that, you know, our payouts are going to be better than what sportsbooks are offering. So I will say I already have these built out, so I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly how to build these out and then comparing the lines to the sportsbook. So like I said, we're starting with tonight's game. Our first leg is going to be Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Now, I know you guys have heard me before talk about these, the demons and the goblins, and how you don't really want to be using those in your slips. That is not the case when it comes to correlation, okay? If you guys are just working these into your slips like normally, your payouts are going to be way off, if that makes sense. Like, they're not going to make any sense for you to be incorporating in your slips. So I'm going to go ahead and have Josh Allen over here added to FanDuel. I know my face cam is slightly blocking that, but yes, Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdowns is here, minus 102. That's going to be our first leg over here. I got to get this on the same game parlay. I'm already messing up. Passing touchdowns 2+ minus 108. Actually, they have it on the same game parlay. Okay, so our second leg obviously correlated with Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdowns. We're going to be taking Dalton Kincaid over 0.5 receiving touchdowns, unless he wants to rush one in. But those are going to be our first 2 legs. So we have 2 demons. These are going to be the only demons in our slip. Okay, everything else is going to be normal. So I'm going to come down here to wherever I need to go for receiving touchdowns. I don't even know. It might be at the top. I may have skipped right over it. Touchdown scores. Here we go. Kincaid, anytime touchdown plus 200. Cool. So from here, we're going to go over to the, actually, we'll get one more of our Buffalo players in. We are going to be taking, where's he at? I skip over him. Keon Coleman, over 44.5 receiving yards. And please mind that, like, some of these are not exact lines, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a second here, because some of the sportsbook lines may be slightly off. So for here, you know, we could take Keon Coleman 40+ yards, right? We have him over here at 45, but it's a similar comparison. So you guys will be able to see. We're going to go ahead and hop over to the Dolphins. And we're going to start off with Tua over passing yards. And obviously, you guys see the correlation here. We're taking receiving yards and touchdowns over with passing touchdowns. Now we have Tua over passing yards. And we have 2 more players that we're going to take the over receiving yards for. And that's going to be Waddle and Tyreek Hill. So those are our 6 players here for the Buffalo and Miami game. So let's go ahead and get receiving yards in for... Oh, wait, these are the alt lines. We may have a different line for just receiving yards here. So we would be taking this, actually. I apologize. And then we take Waddle and Hill. Those are 5. And then we need passing yards as well for Tua. So we see that this, you know, this is where I want to extremely let you guys know why there is an edge here on Prizepicks, okay? Let me pull this up slightly so you guys have a little bit of a better view. So I've already done the math. I've had people in my Discord do the math for me here. The way that this is calculated, okay? So I'm on Arena, so you guys are not going to be able to see the exact same payouts as me. For me, I have a 27x payout on this with 1x back on 5 for 6 and 4 for 6. For you guys, this should be 26x, 3x, and 0.4x, okay? Which essentially equates to a plus 4,900 parlay. Now there's math on that I could explain in a different video, but I'm going to try to go quick because we have a lot of these slips to get through. But this would essentially be a plus 4,900 parlay. And if we look over on FanDuel here, look at the payout difference, plus 2,400. Okay, so the edge here is actually huge. And the reason is because, like, let's say I wanted to put, 50 bucks on this, right? 50 bucks on this little 6-man here. We've got 6-man over here. If I wanted to put 50 bucks on this, you say, oh, okay, yeah, there's a slight edge here as well. But sometimes you'll look at these FanDuel payouts and this number will actually be greater than this. And you think, oh, well, there's no edge there. That's wrong. Because this is only the number that you get if you hit 6 of 6. We can go 5 for 6 or 4 for 6 and still get some of our money back, or triple our money, which gives this actually the edge over the sportsbook. So this is going to be our first slip here. I'm going to go ahead and remember, we play these at like a quarter unit. Okay, so like I'm just going to be putting $5 on these, just on this account here. I'm just going to be putting $5 for the sake of the video. I would recommend putting a quarter unit on these. This is going to be our first slip, like I said. So Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Dalton Kincaid over 0.5 receiving touchdowns. Keon Coleman over 44.5 receiving yards. Tua over passing yards. Tyreek and Jalen Waddle over receiving yards. Does everyone see how that's correlated? Okay, and the reasoning for why we're incorporating those demons there is because we need that payout to be over a certain amount when we compare it to the sportsbook. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. That's going to be our first slip. We are going to move on to a college football parlay now, which is going to be super exciting because we're able to use this same tactic for both college football and NFL. So let me go ahead and exit out of this. We're going to go to, let's see what's next. I have them all already written down. That's why I'm trying to go through them at the moment. Give me 1 second here. All right. We're going to go over to Arizona State, and looks like, is that Texas State? Texas State, Arizona State. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be for, oh, this is tonight. I didn't even realize that. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So our first prop that we have in our slip here is going to be Sam Levitt over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Okay. So we're going to come here again. We're taking this demon prop over 1.5 passing touchdowns. And then we're going to come down here and take the over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Sam Levitt in our same game parlay. All right. And our second prop that we're going to do similarly to what we did with Josh Allen and Kincaid, we're taking Levitt over passing touchdowns. And then we're going to have Jordan Tyson over half a receiving touchdown here. Okay. So two demons obviously correlated there. And then our last prop that we're taking for Arizona State is Stovall over 20.5 receiving yards. Here we go. And then we're going to hop over to Texas State. I'm going to take my boy Jordan McLeod over 247.5 passing yards. And then for the receiving yards on that side, we're going to be taking Cole Wilson over, and then also Joey Hobart, I guess. That's how I think it's pronounced. So for those of you guys who are on non-arena Prizepicks, you should see a 28x here. So obviously you see mine is slightly higher, but then down here for 5 of 6, you guys should see 3x. And then for 4 of 6, you should see 0.4. So those are our 6 players in our Prizepicks slip. I'm going to go ahead and get them in over here as well. So anytime touchdown scorer, Jordan Tyson should be down here. And then if we go to player receiving yards, we've got Hobart over. We have Cole Wilson over. We have, I don't see Stovall here. We could take Scatabo just for the sake of it. It's a similar line, just so I can show you guys why we're doing this. Let's see. There may be an alt line that I'm missing, but I'm not even seeing Stovall anywhere on here. I don't know. Maybe he got ruled out or something. We have this in our slip already, so we're just going to roll with it. Again, if you guys want to, just for the comparison, you can take Scatabo here instead of Stovall. This is just what I plan on running And then we're going to take, where's passing yards for Jordan McLeod? Did I skip over it? Player passing, there it is. Cool. So the parlay payout for a slip like this is going to be plus 5,100. Okay. And once again, this absolutely crushes what FanDuel is offering. So if we were to put $5 on this, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. So if we put $5 on it on Prizepicks, they're paying us $145 if we go 6 for 6. If we go 6 for 6 over here, $5 is going to pay out over $163. So again, your average bettor may see this when they're trying to make correlation slips and say, hey, FanDuel's actually paying out more, so that means that there's no edge here on Prizepicks. You're wrong, because we still get a payout if we go 4 for 6 or 5 for 6. Sportsbooks don't offer that. I think they're starting to, like if you were to flex a parlay, but a straight up same game parlay like this, you're going 6 for 6 or you're not. Like there's no in between. You're either not making money or you are. Here we have that insurance, which is what is crucial to calculate when you're talking about Prizepicks slips, okay? So this is going to be our six leg for the Arizona State, Texas State game. We're going to go ahead and lock that in. And we're going to move on to our next one. We have one more college football one that I think we're going to go ahead and just knock out now. And then we'll go over those next NFL ones. So our next one's going to be the Arizona game. We're going to go over 2 passing touchdowns once again. Let me get down to where Arizona is. Kansas State, Arizona. Here we go. Same game parlay. Remember, the links for these are going to be in the description to make it real easy for you guys to get in. We're going to take Arizona's quarterback over 2.5 passing touchdowns here. And then also take that here as well. 3 touchdowns. Cool. And then again, same drill. We're going to pick an Arizona receiver to get a touchdown. We're taking Montana over rushing and receiving touchdowns. So we're going to take him over here as well. And now we have one more prop, and it's going to be the over receiving yards for McMillan, over 97.5. Let's go over here. We're going to take McMillan receiving yards over. And then we're going to hop over to Kansas State. We're going to be taking the passing yards for the Kansas State quarterback, Avery Johnson. Let me get that in over here as well. And then back to the receiving yards, where we are going to be taking Jace Brown over 52.5, and then Keegan Johnson over receiving yards as well. So Jace Brown, Keegan Johnson. For me, that's a 31x, and then 1x payout for 5 for 6 or 4 for 6. So for you non-arena people, this is going to be a plus 5,300 essentially. You guys should be getting a 30x payout here. So we're going to do same drill just to show you guys. $5 on Prizepicks is going to pay us $155, and yet that still beats out FanDuel here as they are offering $121. So huge edge here. I'm going to go ahead and submit this. Get this in for $5. Again, quarter unit for you guys. If you're a $5 bettor, I would stick with that. The thing with correlation, especially when we're playing both NFL and college football, it's a lot of volume, okay? So like, even if you're somebody who's a $100 bettor, that's great, but you got to be really careful about how many units you have pending, because although you have a huge edge here, you don't want to be putting out too much where you have so much volume in your bets that your bankroll is like crippling just because of how many pending bets that you have. So I always just stress to just be careful with this, okay? There's nothing wrong with putting a lot of money on correlation if you have the bankroll for it, okay? So that's going to be our 6 leg for the Arizona and Kansas State game. Let's move back over to NFL, where we have 2 more slips to go over. We are going to be doing the Detroit and Tampa Bay game, okay? So this is going to be our first one we're going to go over. Once again, we're going to go over to passing touchdowns. We're going to be going with Jared Goff over 2.5, and then going over to rushing and receiving touchdowns to take Amon-Ra St. Brown over 0.5 rushing and receiving touchdowns. Let me get this NFL same game parlay pulled up on FanDuel. Anytime touchdown, we are taking Amon-Ra St. Brown, and we're taking the over passing touchdowns for Jared Goff. 3 passing touchdowns. Cool. And then the final prop for Detroit that we're going to be taking is receiving yards over for Jameson Williams. over 45.5. So then we're going to go back over to passing yards to take Baker Mayfield's over. And then we're taking the two studs from Tampa Bay, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, over on their passing yards as well. Good thing I caught that. I just realized I had Jameson Williams under in. But anyways, $5 is going to pay out 180 here on Prizepicks. So this is a 36x if you're in arena. If you are in non-arena, this will be a 25x, okay? You'll have a 25x, a 2.7 payout for 5 for 6, and then also a 0.4x for 4 for 6. If you guys are here in arena, you see we obviously don't have that 4 for 6 payout, but that's okay. We've already looked at the math behind it. There's still an edge on Prizepicks. So Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Jameson Williams. Did I miss anybody? That's 5. I think I missed somebody. Oh, Baker. We need Baker's over on passing yards. Okay, so for you people who are in non-arena, so just normal Prizepicks, this is a plus 4650 payout for a Prizepicks slip. Okay, again, absolutely crushes FanDuel. Okay, so keep that in mind. $5, they're offering 142. We're getting 180, and this is with insurance on the 5 for 6. So again, huge. So that's the slip once again. If you guys haven't seen it already, remember I'm going to have the links for this below. We're going to go ahead and submit this slip. And our final one that we're going over is going to be Baltimore versus Las Vegas. Okay, this is our final one. Back to passing touchdowns we go. Let me get this back over on the Baltimore same game parlay. Raiders and Ravens. We're going to be taking our touchdown scorer as, I'll go ahead and spoil it, Isaiah Likely is going to be our anytime touchdown scorer. And then we're going to go down to passing touchdowns to take Lamar 2+ tutties through the air. We're going to go ahead and go down here and take his over 1.5. Get that in our slip. Same thing with Isaiah Likely. Wherever he is. Did they remove him? Or is he just not with the Ravens? Oh, here we go. Boom. Okay, and then our final prop for Baltimore that we're going to be taking is Zay Flowers over 54.5 receiving yards. If I can find him once again, I'm just going to use the search feature. Zay Flowers over receiving yards. We're going to go ahead and get that in down here as well. All right, and then we're going to move over to the Raiders, and we're going to be taking, let's see here. Who are we taking? 1 second. Okay, so we're going to go over to Raiders. We're going to take the over passing yards for Minshew. We're going to take Adams over receiving yards, and then we're also going to take Jacoby Myers over receiving yards. And if we go and put this in over on FanDuel, we're going to have over passing yards here for Minshew, and then over receiving for Adams and Myers. $5 is going to pay out 150 here. 30x for us for us arena people, and we're getting paid out on the 5 for 6 and 4 for 6. And again, we do see that we're getting slightly higher payouts on FanDuel, but because of the insurance offered on Prizepicks, we have a slight edge. So we're going to go ahead and get this in for our Baltimore versus Las Vegas slip. And that's going to do it. Those are going to be our 5 slips. I'm going to go over them one more time. Here's our Baltimore and Las Vegas slip. We have three players from each team. Super simple. 2 demons, just the passing touchdowns, and then the rushing or receiving touchdown that we take. Then we're also going to go down Detroit and Tampa Bay. This is what we have. 3 players from each team. You guys can pause the video, get that in as well. Again, these are going to be in the description of the video. Then we go over to college football. We have Arizona and Kansas State. 3 from each team. Once again, huge edge here as well. Arizona State versus Texas State. This game is happening tonight. Make sure you guys get this in. And then finally, our NFL slip for tonight for our correlation. Buffalo and Miami. This is what we have. So hopefully this video is a huge help for you guys. I would appreciate if you guys show some love to the video and also comment down below if you guys enjoy this, if you want to see more of it. I can totally make this a weekly thing if you guys want. So let me know. Hopefully this video helps you guys out, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys for watching. Peace out.